Hello, everyone. Hey there. All right, so we'll give
Oh,
everyone a couple of minutes to join. My name is Jorge. I am a software engineer here at Foxit, and I am joined by Albano. Albano is my program manager. So I'm excited to share this product because it's something I have been working on personally. And Raymond is not here to attend the session, so I'm here as a backup at this moment. So yeah, let's give everyone a couple of minutes to join, and we'll continue the conversation then. Hey, Erica. Hey there. Albano, are you currently in your office?
no, it's past 6 p.m., so I'm at home at the moment. But yeah, looking forward to seeing all the API capabilities showcased. Very excited to taking this to market.
Awesome. So let's just give up maybe one more minute and then we'll get started. So just as a kind of introduction, what I'll be doing is just a fun coding section, coding exercise to using our document generation APIs and our eSign APIs. And I'll show how you can automate both and use both of them together essentially, and how you can get started with a free trial, of course. So basically, we have a couple of blogs, and I'll be going through how to follow those blogs and how to get started using our APIs. All right. Awesome. So let me get started here. Uh, so as I was mentioning, we have built a new platform for Foxit developer APIs in general, and those developer APIs allow you to manipulate PDF documents and generate documents in multiple ways. So it's automation, it's document creation, it's embedding PDF workflows, and what we provide is a platform where you can easily use these APIs and not worry about how to access those APIs or how to make calls to those APIs. And we also offer very deep support about those APIs. So for example, you're able to contact me as a developer and be able to know more about our document capabilities in general. So Foxit, we offer PDF editing capabilities, e-signing capabilities, and document generation capabilities, I would say. Uh, yeah, so let me get started here. So as I was mentioning, one of the things that I will cover in this webinar is how to create custom invoices or how to generate documents in using our Foxit APIs. So in general, you can create any type of document using our APIs, but invoicing is generally what we see being created with our APIs. So this is what I will cover in this section. And before we get started, I will sign up. I will sign up for a credential. So in my case, I am a staff here at Foxit, so it's easy for me to get these credentials. So, but anyone is able to get these credentials. So I'll go into the portal here and follow this tutorial. So let me log in with my account and get started. So let me do so. All right, enter my email. All right. So in this portal, you'll see I'm signing in as a member of Foxit. So I'm signing in through SSO in this case, to be specific. And yeah, let's give this a couple. Yep. So here I am. I've logged in, and you'll see here that we are able to enter our platform where we can sign up for a free trial for PDF services APIs and document generation APIs. In this section, since I want to cover document generation, I will sign up for a developer plan, which gives me 500 credits. So let me get started here. You will see that you will immediately receive your credentials on getting started, right? So let me go back to that blog that I have and figure out how to use these credentials with our own blog in this case. So yeah, so one of the things to note about this tutorial is that it covers how to use Word templates, right? And how to use Word templates to generate documents. So in this case, it uses an invoicing template. And this invoicing template has a couple of what we call text tags in this case, which we are able to feed data in from anywhere, right? Let's say you have a CRM or you have your own background process in your company, or you wish for your customers to generate their documents on their own, you're able to provide all of that as well. You're also able to integrate with AI if you would like to via our MCP extension as well. So yeah, it does offer that ability, and you'll see this blog covers more in depth about these text tags. For example, there's a date text tag here. There is a text tag that allows you to calculate the total price and to calculate a table. You'll see, for example, for invoice number in this case, this will represent an invoice number, the placeholder for this. So what we will do is take in this invoice and generate this document. So you'll see this tutorial mentions that there is data to feed in to this custom invoice like this. Uh, so there's an array, a JSON file that this tutorial creates in order to get to that place. So what I've done is I've set up my environment here in Python to be able to follow this tutorial. This tutorial is fully in Python. So let me follow this. So as it says here, let's create this file, right? So let's create this file, and I'll copy and paste this file into my environment here. Let's call this invoice data.json. I'll copy and paste this. And in this case, this has 3 invoices. So that means that it's trying to generate 3 documents. So what I'll do is that I'll keep it simple for this tutorial just at the beginning and generate 1 invoice instead. So let me do so like this. So I've removed the rest of the invoices based on this, what I see in this array. And now, so yeah, this mentions it has 3 sets of data. Each set follows the same pattern that you saw in the Word template. And yeah, that's how we're able to generate documents. So then it provides us with a snippet here. So it says, hey, generate your credentials using Foxit API. And I have been provided those credentials actually. So let me follow that. So there's about 50 lines of Python code. So let me copy this and create a new, let's call this.
Just wanted to make a comment while you do that.
Yeah,
That text that's created with the tags, it does not require it to be a Word document. Sort of text file will work with the document generation API. So even base 64 or blob files are accepted, right, Jorge? You don't necessarily need to do this in a specific platform. All you need to do is provide the tags in the way that the mail merge standard works.
that's correct. This tutorial follows Python, but this can be set up in any programming environment. It is a standard REST API that you're able to follow. So in that case, it's very easy to integrate this into any platform of your choice. Uh, yeah, we also offer documentation for this. So if you ever need to understand how this document generation works, you're able to head over to the documentation and be guided there as well. And of course, you can always contact us as well. So we offer all of the documentation there on this API. Awesome. So let me continue here. So I have copied and pasted the code. I'm noting there that there's client ID and client secret to pass. So right now, just as a test, let me just attempt to call this. You'll see right now it'll fail because I haven't provided those credentials, this client ID and client secret. So it's trying to communicate with our API, but doesn't have the credentials yet. So let me enter those. In this case, you'll note that in this blog, it was suggested to use environment variables. I also suggest you to do so in your production environment. As this is a demo, I'm hard coding these values, of course, and I'll be rotating them for myself because so I don't have any issues later on. So let me copy and paste this client secret again. Awesome. So I've entered in my credentials, and then I also see that there's a docgen function here declared in Python, which accepts headers, body, and it uses the standard request library. So you'll see that's imported there, import request there. So yeah, I have set up my virtual environment in Python to be able to handle that. So let me call that again and see what happens, right? Awesome. So you see, it looks like that's generated that PDF. So just as a quick reminder, this is what the Word template looks like. And let me head over to that that invoice that is generated here. So yeah, I can see that the invoice was generated correctly based on the invoice data that I provided here. So let me see here, customer alpha, and you'll see the date in this case is formatted because there was a date text tag that was formatted, and then the table is also generated based on the amount of items that you have. So that worked. We were able to generate one document, right? If we take a look at the original request here, there are multiple documents that he would generate. So let me just copy and paste this again. Since now I can generate one, let me just try and test generating multiple documents. So I'll call this again, generate invoices. You'll see it'll go through each of these and generate those invoice account one, invoice account two, and invoice account three based on that data that I have provided in my API. So let's take a look at those. I do see there invoice 51 and invoice 100 and invoice 25. So all of them are correct. And I do see the table is generated correctly. Yeah, so this is in general how document generation works, in the sense that you're able to generate documents programmatically, right? So you don't have to do this from some UI on our side. You can use your own UI, for example, or use some background process that handles this. Uh, yeah, I would say in general, it is that simple to use our document generation API, and we have provided a fairly standard documentation on that. Something I would like to do now. So we have our document, right? We have our invoice generated. I would like to e-sign this document, right? So right now, this is where this tutorial ends, I would say, in terms of calling Foxit API and being able to call our document generation API. And you'll see it'll break down the each code functionality. But as I mentioned, this is a very simple code. You'll see it has a document function here where it accepts the request and sends the request to the API, in this case to REST API. So yeah, let's take a look here. So as it's doing this, after it gets the call, it also receives a base64 file string from the API, right? And from this base64 file string, it creates those documents. In my case, what I would like to do is I would like to integrate this with our eSign API. So in order to be able to do so, I will need to take a look at how eSign API functions as well. And luckily, we have a tutorial for that. So let me see here. Let me see here on our blogs. Hey, Albano, can you send me that blog on eSign API, and I'll take a look at it real quick.
Yes, yeah.
Let me take a look, and you can post it there in the chat. Yeah, so now I'll be connecting eSign API as part of this workflow, so a customer can generate documents, eSign them all at once, basically. Use multiple parts of our platform. Uh, that's what I'll be doing. Yep, Albano, do you have it? If not, I can search for it myself here on my side. No problem.
I do have it. Sorry, I'm just loading up.
Yep, no worries.
Okay. There you go.
All right, awesome. Let me click on
One
this.
comment I was going to say as well about DocChain is that the cool thing about writing code for the DocChain API is that every time you do that, that becomes a template that you can reuse for other purposes. So all those tags that you have can be saved to be reused as other products, so as other workflows. So basically, every time you run this, is a template that you create for you that you can store and reuse that for for additional workflows.
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you for that comment, Albano. So let me go back here and refresh myself on what I was doing. So I was going to integrate eSign API, and this we also have a tutorial for eSign API. And in this case, I believe this tutorial, what follows in general, is how to call the eSign API, get your access token for the eSign API, and how to kick off the e-signing process. And in this case, it uses a template, but I am aware of how to use a base64 string, so how to use a file that I have on my local as well. And our eSign API offers multiple ways of sending a file. You can send it via URL, a base64 string, you can have an image, you can have a Word document. We accept a lot of formats there in eSign, so let me take a look at that. So what I'll do is this is also Python code, by the way. So what I'll do is I'll take a look at the towards the end of my file, and I'll just generate one document again, and I'll point that one document to uh, eSign. So if I take a look at my code, all I am doing is generating the document, receiving that base64 file string, and then saving it, right? So what I will add in this section is I will add code to essentially e-sign this document. So let me do so. So right now I'll just copy and paste this, and yeah, I see there that this code enters the URL here for create folder NPI. So let me take a look at the eSign API here. So we have eSign API. Awesome. So let me take a look at the documentation. I am aware of an endpoint here that is folder create folder. And in there, I will use this to pass this base64 string. So let me do so just to show you in general how you can follow this process. So I'll see here, create folder is the endpoint. So it's API folders, create folder with a lowercase in this case. And yeah, let's follow this. I can ignore this. I don't need a template. And I believe I have a reference of that. So the only thing I need from here is the file name. So let me pass that here, file names. Let me call this, webinar, example webinar invoice. Okay, and I don't need the sender email in this case. And let me see, I do need to send it now so that I receive that email. And um, I also need in this case the base64 itself. So base64 file string. And you see, I have some autocomplete on my side, but this result at base64 file string is the base64 that is coming from the document that is being generated. So I can use that same reference there. And in this parties field is how eSign is able to tell who are you sending this document to, right? And you can add multiple parties if you would like here. So let me enter my name. Um,
Yeah, clarifying that is important that you can actually add multiple parties and send documents at the same time in bulk for all of them, especially if you're doing the API, that's even easier. But that is one of the things that the eSign API is very good at, sending bulk signatures.
That's correct. So you can, for example, generate multiple of these documents and also use this request too. send that over to the parties as you would like. So there's once you open up this as an API, we're allowed to explore all of those workflows. So let me continue here. And right now, this token that I'm requesting, I do have on my side. So let me unshare my screen. Just give me a couple of seconds and get my token, in this case for eSign. So let me get my token. Yeah, and for the eSign API, customers are able to call us at any time they would like to receive more pricing on the eSign API itself. So that's something to keep in mind for the specific eSign API. So let me retrieve my credentials there. Go
Just for
here.
the audience, if you want to ask any questions, you can click on the help button in the question tab to submit any questions that you need, and we'll answer them.
Yep.
Question tab's on the top right.
That's correct. 1 second. I am just logging into my eSign and getting my credentials. Actually, let me show you guys that. Let me show my screen again. So here I am. I'm just logging into my eSign platform and getting my credentials in this case. So let me do so. All right. So let me get my credentials here. I'll copy this access token. I'll have to rotate my credentials after this. But let me go back to the code and enter this token. Awesome. Now that I have this token, let me just call this generate invoices and see if I've missed anything. I think potentially I am, my indentation is not well in Python, so let me check that quickly. And also I don't need to return anything here. Yep, this would be it. So let me fix that indent here. Yep. URL. Actually, let me do that before the file opens. In this case, I don't no longer need that file to be stored, so I can do this. Okay, take a look. Okay, awesome. Okay, there we go. So now if I call this again, yeah, my indents are not set up correctly. So let me take a look here again. Oh, no. Python spaces 4. Yeah, since I'm copying and pasting this from the web, I probably need to remove this. So take a look here and do so. Let me just do this a little by little into this case. So copy this again, comment it, URL. And yeah, that would be correct. So nice, I found what was wrong here. And I'm going to copy the body again. And this as well needs to be unindented. Awesome. So yeah, and this is because of the for loop that's here. So let me take a look. Invoice. And let me do this. Okay, let me run this again and see what I get here. All right, so this didn't provide an error, but let me add a print statement here so that I'm able to see what's going on. Print response.json. So generate this again. Okay, yeah, so right now I have not provided the input type in here as well. So in the input type, say base64. Base64. Awesome. We call this again. And let me see file names type. Let me take a look at the API documentation. File names. That's correct. Input type is correct. Oh, here it is. So the base64 does need to be an array in this case because we can pass multiple documents while you're doing this. So just do keep that in mind. So let me run that again here. Awesome. So you'll see there, I do see folder is successfully created. So I should have received that email, and I do see there the folder name. And yeah, so let me take a look at my email here. So I have received that email, and this email that you see, you're able to modify in any way that you would like in eSign. So let me just view that document here.
A folder is the technical name for an envelope. So when we refer to folder here, it means a signed envelope, so a document to be signed.
That's correct. Yeah. And you'll see there, in this case, I didn't add a signature field, but if I did add a signature field, I would see that here. And this is our eSign platform where me as someone that needs to e-sign the document, right? So as one of your clients, for example, if you have a CRM, this is what they would see on their side. They would receive the email in order to be able to e-sign, and then they would see be able to finish this. So if I click on finish here, something to note is that all of your document history is here for audit trail purposes if you need it. So at the very first moment that I created this document, so 1 minute ago, you'll see this displayed here. And you also see when the envelope was viewed, when it was approved by someone, and when it was executed. And then you'll also see the signature certificate, very important there. The signature certificate is important, so it lets you know that the document is a valid e-sign document here. And there are multiple options in eSign to customize this workflow. So if you would like to not include the signature certificate, you can also do so. Yeah, I would say that's a quick primer on how to integrate both, right? So in this case, I've generated the document, and I've also e-signed that document using Python. Uh,
One thing that's cool about this is that, and this is also good to clarify, is that it's the same file from the start of this on the generation with doc channel all the way to the signature. So you're not creating copies in different versions of those files in order to do the workflow. We're showing that in 30 minutes here. We're like, it is the same file all the way through. So you have no loss of data or or any sort of reliability on, how much you trust that that's the same file. So this is also really good because of the API workflow. We're able to do that.
that's correct. Yeah, yeah. There, and then notes there that you can pass multiple files as well. And this is just one of the workflows that you can do in eSign. You can also have templates in eSign. So yeah, but you don't worry about passing files, for example. Yep. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Albano, also as well for joining me here. Would anyone have any questions or any comments?
Yeah, there's a few questions for us to go through. So I'm gonna ask the questions, and you can go ahead and answer, or I will answer as well.
Yep. So
Um, I think the first question was from Anne. Is asks, do your PDF APIs allow editing PDF content? There is a note. Okay, yeah. So I guess the answer for this one is that at the moment the APIs do not support directly editing PDF text content. We have other products at Foxit that could do that even on a workflow basis, such as our SDKs. So you can use. We have products in the portfolio that you can integrate to do that. At the moment, the APIs are focusing on the base view comment level of PDF. So not something we support now, but it's definitely on the roadmap, and at some point we'll come up with it. Um, okay, one more question. I think one question is, do your APIs currently support any AI functionality? I'll let you take that one, Jorge.
yeah, actually, I think one of the things to note about our APIs, as I mentioned, is that they're able to use anywhere. That also includes being able to use in AI workflows. So let's say if you have, for example, MCP in general that you're able to utilize MCP as that standard protocol for our APIs. We offer MCP support essentially, so that's something
Yeah,
to note.
so we have released our MCP server solution about a month ago, and yeah, very excited on the kinds of things we can build with that. I'm gonna post the GitHub link for everybody to check it out. But yeah, Micah, thank you for doing that as well. But definitely, please go explore the MCP and give us feedback, because that's a project we're very interested in continuing to work on, and we want to use the space of feedback to add new features and new options to it. Okay, another question from Drew. How are the APIs credit spent? So we're starting with a very simple, straightforward credit mapping. So at the moment, we're tracking one endpoint to one credit for the most part. So that is one to one, mapped one to one. There's documentation on that as well. If you contact us, we can discuss the pricing. But yeah, at the moment, we're matching one credit to one endpoint, and chained APIs work the same way. So there is no additional spending or tracking from our side to track you over. So one API, one credit. There's another question. How are customers priced per API call? Yes, we have credit-based pricing. So you can look at the pricing page as well, which is currently on the screen. And yes, so it is an amount of credits that you pay on a subscription, on a yearly subscription. Okay, let's see. How do your PDF APIs compare with Adobe Document Cloud APIs in that case? I think our PDF API supports all the use cases that you will need in any PDF API out there. I think our technology shows that we have the capability of doing very complex workflows in PDFs, such as Adobe does. So very confident on our support of enterprise workflows and other products like the like, not just Adobe, but any PDF solution out there. You can check for yourself. Go get a trial of our APIs and have a look. And yeah, again, provide feedback.
Yeah.
Um,
Something that I did not demo here, Albano, but is important is that we have PDF Services API where you're able to extract content from API. You're able to password protect the API, for example. Any PDF that you have, you're able to do multiple things with APIs. You're able to compress them as well. So yeah, just keep that in mind there that we also offer a PDF Services API, and we also have a tutorial for that API. So if you head over
yeah,
to Developer API guides, you will see here one for PDF API workflows as well.
yeah. Our document API really is focused on workflows, but we also have a very complete PDF APIs. Thanks for bringing that up, Jorge. Sometimes I put the two together, but yeah, I think we're stacked well against any PDF API out there.
Yeah,
Um,
that's correct. And I would say that's one of the purposes of this platform, right, Abana, to be able to, as you mentioned, stack them together. So if you want to use eSign API on top of PDF Services API, like let's say you need to password protect an API after e-signing it or receiving it from eSign, you're able to do that.
So there's a question from Kevin. What's a typical workflow that companies are using these APIs? I believe there's different workflows for different personas. I think there are obviously enterprise that will have multiple use cases where these PDF APIs can be used, such as invoicing, signing, revenue reconciliation. You have HR workflows. Obviously, in any sort of enterprise, you're going to have those. And then we have the more specific system integrated kind of use cases, such as people connecting across different platforms like CRMs and ERPs, and then using the APIs to manage how their documents interact with that. Yeah, and then we have the use case of people building products to sell out there, right? So I think that's the third, which people building for external, but definitely very strong are medical, human resources, all those personas within those businesses would be using these APIs. Finance departments, operations departments in general. Hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, and hopefully, I think Micah can also link the case study we have in general on how to use APIs. We have worked with a company that gave us some feedback on our APIs when they were using them. So that's perfect. You can link that, Micah.
That's right. My work, you had very good case study on the human resources side. So it's very much what I'm describing, the human resources within operations. Yeah, obviously using document generation and document management and eSign. Okay, I think those were all the questions. So I think we're good. Good job, Jorge. That was very good, very interesting. Looking forward to seeing more and more of our APIs out there.
Thank you, Albano. Thanks everyone. It was nice to have this. I'm very excited about potential customer use cases that I'll see here on the API for sure.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you. Bye.